Across Europe, more cities and regions are trying to become Israel-free zones, free of the taint of what Israel critics call an apartheid state. In England, the Leicester City Council voted last year to boycott goods made in Israeli settlements in the West Bank. It's as if cities like Leicester want to cleanse themselves of Israeli impurity, and that reminds some of a very dark chapter in Europe's history. The Nazi drive to purify Germany of any trace of the Jews. The city of Leicester declined our request for an on-camera interview and issued this statement. Leicester City Council condemns anti-Semitism and all forms of racism and discrimination in the strongest possible terms. This is not a boycott of Israel by Leicester. The motion relates specifically to produce originating from illegal Israeli settlements in the West Bank. While Leicester city government doesn't think it's being anti-Semitic, Jeffrey Kaufman, the former head of Leicester's progressive Jewish community, disagrees.
But the fact that the city council have chosen to pick on Israel exclusively, in my view, makes it anti-Semitic, because the city council have exclusively dealt with the Palestinian-Israel situation to the exclusion of any other international events that are happening at the moment, or any other countries.
Other cities across Europe have gone further than Leicester. Last summer during the Gaza conflict, the Irish town of Kinvara went completely Israel-free. No Israeli products in stores or restaurants. It's part of a movement called BDS, Boycott, Divestment and Sanctions.
5, 6, 7, 8!
And it's all aimed at Israel. Israeli musicians and actors have had their performances disrupted, like this event at London's Globe Theatre. This London Ahava cosmetics store was picketed until it finally closed down. Ahava is an Israeli company, but the BDS forces will boycott any company that has dealings with Israel. The Israel boycott movement says it's not anti-Semitic, but they don't boycott any other nations. Israel is a democracy. There are plenty of cruel dictatorships around the world they could boycott, but they don't.
No other country, just Israel.
Richard Millett tracks the BDS movement through his website.
They won't be calling for boycotts of America, who they don't agree with, or British government policy that they don't agree with, before we get into China, Russia, Syria, Saudi Arabia. There is no boycott, Dale. So you answer why.
We support the Intifada!
The BDS movement is taking over college campuses in Europe and America. Ronnie Fraser is a college lecturer and founding director of the Academic Friends of Israel. He warns that the next generation of leaders is being brainwashed, that Israel is the worst nation on earth.
Students are being fed a diet of Israel is a racist state, Israel is a Zionist state, Israel equals the Nazis.
Fraser sued his own union for institutional anti-Semitism, for promoting an academic boycott of Israel.
Their agenda is delegitimization of the state of Israel, destruction of Israel, get rid of Israel.
While the Israel boycott movement says it's not anti-Semitic, according to the definition set down by the European Union, it is. The EU says anti-Semitism can include denying the Jewish people their right to self-determination, e.g. by claiming that the existence of the State of Israel is a racist endeavor, and by applying double standards to Israel. It should probably not be surprising that more Britons now dislike Israel than Iran, and that new polling shows that more than half of British Jews say they have no future in the UK, and 1 in 4 have thought about leaving. Jonathan Sacerdoti is with the Campaign Against Anti-Semitism that conducted the polling. He says it reveals that British Jews are beginning to feel unwelcome.
We asked in our survey, in the past 2 years, I have witnessed or experienced more anti-Semitism than in previous years. We were asking the Jewish respondents if that was the case, and 56% agreed that they had seen more in the past 2 years.
When you see a Jewish-owned shop, whether it be Israeli or not, it's still a Jewish-owned shop. When you see it targeted for boycotting and violence against the store itself, you can't not help think, but this is exactly what happened in Nazi Germany, that they were boycotting Jewish-owned shops.
In Germany, Nazi persecution of the Jews also began with a boycott in April 1933. Some of those boycotting Israel may truly feel that they're only trying to help Palestinians. But to Jews, the goal of the BDS movement is a destination similar to Nazi Germany. Mandy Blumenthal is with the campaign against anti-Semitism.
People want to see the total destruction of Israel. When people say from the river to the sea, that's what it means.
From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free.
The Nazis would call it Judenfrei, free of Jews. Dale Hurd, CBN News, reporting from Leicester and London.